Hello guys, and welcome to a bit of a channel update and start of a new series. The only reason why you're seeing any gameplay at all in this episode of the series is because I don't have any progress to show. What is this series, you ask? Well, for those who've been following me for a while or know me personally, I'm starting to work on my own animated series, which currently has the name Starship Tabulette. It's unconfirmed whether that will be the final name or not, but that's currently the standing name. And the series is basically going to be a space opera for the most part. It's going to be a fully animated series rendered in 3D in Blender, and the series is going to be tracking the progress of it. And yeah. So next week I plan to have. It'll be releasing every Friday or Saturday. It depends on how long it takes for me to edit the video and get it done, and if other stuff get in the way. Next week, I'm hoping that I'll have my base mesh for my human model done. The video for next week will include a speed modeling of it, and the base mesh will be what I use to sculpt most of my human characters from. And yeah, I used to be somewhat skilled with Blender for a beginner. I started to learn hotkeys and everything. I knew how to do modeling pretty well, and I was mainly only needed to learn how to texture and use nodes, and then get lighting done and all that crap. But lately with school, got really busy there. That's why everything slowed down for a bit on my channel. And well, I did manage to pass with pretty good grades and everything. Come back from, I think it was a 10 to 15 point deficit. 10 to 15 credit deficit, actually, which is pretty big for senior year, second semester. It caused me to throw away my schedule, and I had to have to focus on school and everything. And yeah, so during that, I also had to give up on working with Blender pretty well, and working with Blender often and just messing around in there, just to focus on school, because I didn't feel like it most of the time, because I was so tired from school and all that crap. So I forgot most of my hotkeys, so I'm back to basics for the most part. I still know all the concepts, I just need to relearn the hotkeys so I can start doing modeling again. And yeah, so there's that. So Blender's gonna be starting back off slow. Currently my estimated, not my estimated deadline, but the deadline I've set for myself, which I know for a fact I won't reach, but I'm gonna do my damn best to reach this deadline for the project. Just to release it sometime between November and January of this year. November and December or January of next year. So, yeah. So, I don't intend to release it around Christmas time. People are going to be too busy and all that stuff. But if I could release it in November or in January, that might be a good idea. A lot of big shows start up then, so I kind of want to release it in a time where there's not going to be competition. Because I don't want to contest with shows like Game of Thrones or games like Call of Duty. People will be busy watching those and won't be watching as much YouTube, so again, I want this to be a big project of mine. I want it to be what I can hopefully make a living off of and everything. And it's just gonna be difficult to try to launch it at time. I'm gonna have to build up enough hype. This whole project is intensive and massive. You never really realize how much work goes into an animation until you try to do one yourself. So not only do I have to model the characters, I then have to rig them to be animated. I then have to animate them, I have to texture them, I have to build the sets, I have to do the lighting, I then have to do the sound effects and find voice actors and do the voice acting, I have to do the writing, storyboarding, I then have to edit everything together properly, make sure that voice acting syncs up right. It is a massive project, and definitely not something I could do on my own, especially because I'm not a voice actor. Music-wise, I could do a good portion of my own, on my own, so there's that. Modeling, I should be able to do all that on my own. Whether I do it at a decent pace, though, that's another question. That's just modeling. Texture work, I have absolutely no experience in texture work, so the big goal of this project is to have everything done by me or people I know personally, because if I do have to hire a texture artist and I lose them, it can completely throw off the art style of the series, and if for whatever reason they have to leave mid-series or something, it will completely, mid-season, if they have to leave mid-season, it'll completely fuck over the season. it'll completely screw over any future episodes. I'll have to switch to another art style, find another texture artist, same with voice actors, and all that stuff. So, the goal of this project is to be as independent as possible until I can hire professionals who I know are under contract and who I can get into a legally binding contract and everything. So I mean, in the off chance they do quit, their terms of contract will probably give me a couple $100,000 or something. But yeah. So at first, there's that. So sound effects may not be the best, and that's my big worry, because bad sound effects can completely ruin a series. The other issue that I'm concerned about is the texture work. My goal is to do it entirely in Blender, using bump mapping and all that stuff, and specular shading, and learning how to do all that to do the texture work, not actually making any textures or importing any, using Blender's in-program functions without importing anything. I do have GIMP installed, and I can learn how to use that to make a few textures if I need them, but they'll be, I'm no major artist. And textures are hard. You have to make a 3D object flat, basically, and make sure that there's no shading in it, like no actual lighting shading in it, which it's complicated and confusing to do, especially for someone who's not a very good artist. Now that said, the model work should be pretty decent. My main worry with the models is whether I'll put too many polygons in there. I really need to get a pop filter for Mike, but my main worry is whether I'll get too many polygons in there, and then make render times excessively long. Then clipping. Another issue is clothes. The physics relating to clothes are a bit hard to do. You have to model them partially onto the character, and then have them partially off, not a part of the character's base model, for them to work properly. And yeah, it's just really weird and complicated. Now, as for voice actors, I'm not looking for anyone at this time, so no auditions or anything. There will be, I will post a video when auditions are open and up. But if you are a professional voice actor and want to ensure you might have a position early, you'll have to, you could feel free to send me not an interview, what's the word I'm looking for? An audition video, I guess. And then I'll probably have to write up a pretty lengthy contract, and you'd have to accept the terms of the contract. And basically, anyone who comes onto the team, I need to know for a fact that they're gonna be on the team for a while. At least give me time to write off their character if they're gonna leave. So that could take 2 to 3 seasons, so that's 2 to 3 years at the current rate. So I mean, if you're in this, you better be in it for the long run. Anyone who participates in the first season will likely not be paid very much. Again, I'm gonna put ads on these videos, and I don't expect the first season to get as many views as I'd like. So again, anyone who wants to join this project as well has to be willing to take little or no pay for the first season or 2, and then after that we can start arranging pay based on the ad revenue being generated. Again, it'll probably be percentage based though, so there's that. So I mean, if the series gets big, you win big. If it stays small, you still get something. But yeah, these little vlogs tracking the progress of the of the series will also have we'll start having ads on them, but my Let's Plays will continue not to, for the most part. But yeah, let's see, what else is there to talk about? LP wise, I am gonna continue, but the problem I've been running into lately is I've been just losing interest in the games halfway through the series. And I don't know if that's a problem with me, or if it's a problem with the game, or what's really causing it. But so LPs are gonna be cut down a bit. I'm gonna be doing one at a time probably, and for the most part, I expect them to end at any time, because again, they're just something I do for fun, and so when I'm not having fun doing them, they're pretty much filling the top shelf. So I do intend to finish every LP I start at some point, if possible. Whether it takes a few months or a few years, that is yet to be determined, but I do intend to go back and finish pretty much every unfinished series I start, so long as the game isn't complete garbage, and as long as I don't actually hate recording it. But like Civ 5 current playthrough that I was doing a while back, that probably won't be started because, well, I think the save is gone at this point. I'm not entirely sure. But any story-based games like To the Moon, I will eventually finish. But yeah, so currently, what's looking like it's going to be what's going to happen on the Let's Play side is currently I've been playing a lot of War Game, European Escalation, Airland Battle, the new one, and I've been playing a lot of multiplayer. I'm not too sure about if I'll do the single player, but that's looking like a pretty good option for dynamic campaigns. There's XCOM Enemy Unknown as well. Excuse me, I was being an idiot and drinking soda before recording commentary, something you should never do. But yeah. Let's Play wise though, only expect about 3 episodes a week. I'm gonna try to keep it low. I'll put out more episodes as I make them if it's a game I'm really excited about and playing through really fast, just so I don't drag it out. But if it's a game that I'm just playing normally, if it's something like XCOM or so, and I'm not overly excited about playing it, I probably won't play too much. So, again, about 3 episodes a week. No promises on that, but I'll try my best to get out at least 3. And let's see, what else? Channel-wise, again, going back to the AdSense, my LPs, as usual, will continue not to have ads on them, for the most part. A few exceptions here and there may have ads on them, but it'll mainly be stuff like Minecraft or something that has ads on it, something I know is safe to put ads on, something that gets some viewership to actually matter, and actually be worth putting ads on. Again, I'll probably select it to not display the video ads, so it's just little pop-ups at the bottom that you guys can just close. But on the vlogs and on Starship Tabulae, I'll full-blown ads, and speaking of the series Starship Tabulae, there will also probably be sponsor slots as well. In the opening sequence, in the opening of the show, I'm probably going to reserve 30 seconds or so for a sponsor. Whatever the going rate is will probably be determined by the viewership at the time, so any potential sponsors, or anyone who wants to make a shout-out, I'll charge less for shout-outs and stuff, but if you want to put an ad on there, you could reserve several episodes in advance. Again, I could always put more ads in the end, and the credits and other stuff. Product placement as well, depending on the product. Very few products will get product placement, but if Dr. Pepper or Doritos or some company like that, or one of those companies wants to approach me about product placement, I'll be all for it, because I drink a shit ton of Dr. Pepper, and I'm fat and like Doritos. Let's see, what else? Shoutouts, again, it'll probably be just $5 or something for a little shoutout, depending on how you want it. If you want to end the episode, it'll have to cost more, of course, because then I have to model it. If you just want like a little shoutout or something in the intro, or something like to a friend or to a loved one or something, again, that would be cheap. Just send me a PM or something if you'd want that. Credits, again, would probably be even cheaper, just a couple bucks for that. But again, should focus on making the actual series instead of making money off the series. For the voice actors, I really try to organize this better and not just going back and forth between different subjects. But voice actors, again, if you're still listening and still interested, I am one of the key voice actors I'm looking for is someone who can do a female voice for one of the main characters, and then someone who could do a wide range of voice for side characters and miscellaneous characters. And anyone who could do sound effects, any sound engineers or anything, again, it's so vital that I'll be probably be able to and willing to pay out of my own pocket for first season work if needed. But those are the two things I need desperately. Texture work, I could probably work around myself. And there's no real easy way for me to do the sound effects. I don't have a laptop I can take out. I don't have the equipment to make certain sounds, and I don't have the money to buy sounds really, or hire a full studio for it. Again, I'll have to look into that and see whether I could get some work done for cheap if I have to, and see what I can do there. Let's see. So going back to Blender, there'll likely be a mini-series I do to work on before this main series as well. I'm not too sure about that. I'll probably just be a series of shorts, just going to get practice in lighting and the rendering and syncing the voice acting, everything well before the series gets into major development and all that stuff. So there's that to expect and look forward to if you like animations. It'll probably just be stupid little things though. Not really sure what else to bring up. Let's see, covered voice actors, sound effects, ads, just the series in general. Yeah, I have no fucking idea what else to cover. Main reason this video even has commentary, actually, is because of the whole Nintendo fiasco lately. Again, they think they're doing the right thing. It's not that they're actually trying to harm the LB community or anything. They think they believe they're being the good guys, but they're just somewhat misguided, and it's just the industries right now in general. So hopefully they realize what's going on and no one gives them too much grief for having done it, because, I mean, really, they could have done much worse. And they are intentionally being kind. They thought they were, at least they thought they were being kind. They're trying, at least. So, again, they shouldn't get too much grief. Doesn't mean that they should get off the hook completely for pulling the shit they did. But that's the main reason sorry if the audio got really fucked up right there. Cord got all messed up in it in like way. But yeah. So for those of you who haven't recognized this game already, it's Rad Racer, the original. I soaked up hundreds of hours of my childhood. I was playing this game back when I was 2 and 3, and I didn't even know there was a second level until I was 4. That's how bad I was. But so this isn't a flawless run. I edited out all the bloopers. Those will be added into a unlisted video, and it'll be linked in the description, probably, possibly on screen as well. If you want to see that, it's about another 30 to 40 minutes of me just failing miserably at these last courses. Excuse me. The first 4 courses I actually did flawlessly, though, which really impressed me because it was my first time playing this game in several months. And yeah, this game, there's a sequel. I think I might use it for do another video on it, but again, it'll take me a bit of practice to be able to beat it. Plus, the sound isn't as good, and there's already a couple good videos on it on YouTube. As for classic games, I do intend to do a few more. I'm thinking of doing I'm trying to find a ROM or emulator, just a way to play Metal Slug, the original Metal Slug, and Metal Slug 2 and 3, actually, so 1, 2, and 3, because I fucking love those games and I've never beaten them. I think I might have beaten one, actually, after sinking like $20 into it. But I think that would be fun to do a video on. But again, I have to find a way to keep the video under fair use, under the limits of fair use and protections of fair use and everything, and prevent YouTube's DMCA system from finding it and auto-flagging it. Because even if they have the right to, that automated system is complete bullshit. But it's not YouTube's fault, they're required to have it by law, otherwise they'd be sued into oblivion. For those of you who think YouTube's just being an idiot with the automated system, seriously do some research. YouTube wouldn't exist if they didn't have that. It's literally it literally would kill YouTube if they removed it for whatever reason, because they'd just be sued into oblivion. Just more bullshit from Hollywood and copyright holders and all that stuff. Again, copyrights are needed, but they're exploited needlessly, just for more people to make money. I mean, how patents and copyrights, half of them, there's companies out there that literally just file patents and copyrights just to sue people who infringe on them. Companies are entirely built around suing people over patents and copyrights that they hold. That's just pathetic, and it just breaks the whole system. So there's 2 more levels left in this game. I'm not sure if what I'm gonna do for these two more tracks though. I'll probably just start rambling right now. Well, I've actually been rambling. This whole fucking video's been. But yeah, I really need to find something else to say when I run out of stuff to say. So lately I've been trying to find work because I need to pay my way through college and all that shit, and currently it's looking like the only place that I can really get a job at is Winco, freight yard, doing the graveyard shift, and that is not going to be fun. 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. Pretty random hours. I'm not going to be able to do that when I go back to school in the fall semester at my local college. Definitely not going to be able to do that, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do there. I've got a camping trip on Tuesday, so I don't know. I would probably post some pictures or something of that if I catch any fish or something. And, yeah, but my phone is pretty much dying, and my camera is pretty much busted on that. Otherwise, I'd have done something on the formerly 6, now 5 kittens that my family's fostering right now. Let's see, what else? What else is there? So, yeah, I think I'm just gonna start rambling at this point on. I got the new Animal Crossing. Been fun as hell. I've sunk like 8 to 10 hours in it in the last couple days. So, yeah, really good game. Love it. Probably gonna eat a couple thousand hours of my life while I own it. Let's see. New Animal Crossing. Minecraft. I've tried to do some series on that. Again, not really sure what to do with it. I never really wanted to do Minecraft on this channel, but then I found Terraformacraft and thought that was interesting enough to do a video on, just because it was a bit of a niche that I could exploit. But yeah, so don't expect much Minecraft anymore, really. I'll probably do a few things on Feed the Beast server. Me and friends are started renting a dedicated server for our Feed the Beast server, because we tend to play at different hours sometimes, and it was getting pretty laggy with the shit we were doing on the server. So I tend to do mega projects quite often, so there's that. So it'll be a while before you see anything done on the server there that I'd like to show off, but it should be impressive when it's done. Let's see. Yeah, not really sure what else to talk about. So... So this is the final track. I accidentally left my mic on. Actually, I was talking to my friends in chat before, and I forgot to mute my mic. So you'll hear my keyboard and stuff a bit. This track gave me absolute hell though. It took me... So the bloopers are about 30 to 40 minutes in length, I think. And this took about 15 to 20 minutes of it, I think. Like the last 2 or 3 tracks. Absolute hell. The other one's only a few tries, I think. Actually, no. The LA one, I thought that I always thought it was Moscow or New York. The LA track, I didn't really pay attention to what it was called. Excuse me. But I always thought that was New York or Moscow for some reason. But that one gave me hell because the drugs are aggressive on that one. As you can see, they're like that in this one. Concentrate and merge into you. And then on the snow one, I had a bit of an issue. I have a whole entire clip. Actually, that was nothing but bloopers. I stopped. This took me like an hour and a half or so. Over and just over one night. I had to stop a lot in between though. I did use save states, of course, because there's no way to do a flawless run of the entire game. Not that good. I have to memorize all the car patterns and stuff. And then, of course, there's just bad luck that happens with this game. Let's see, Let's Play-wise, I think the, I'm not really sure what the next game is. It might be Gunpoint. Gunpoint seems like it's pretty fun. It seems like it's pretty short as well, so that'd be good. Any suggestions for Let's Plays are welcome. Try to keep it to either short games or really exciting games. Something that will probably hold my interest for a while. Let's see. Yeah, I have no fucking idea what else to talk about at this point. I'm getting an electric violin, which should be arriving Monday, this Monday. And because my gaming trip's on Tuesday, I won't have much time to get anything up with it, but place to have, it'll be what I'll be using for a lot of music. Why the hell an electric violin? Because I know how to play violin, and with the proper software, I should be able to distort it enough to create decent music. I should be able to use programs and audio editing to lower the sound, input, and everything to get pitches and tones I wouldn't be able to normally get. And it'd be a lot cheaper than buying several instruments, and it'd be a lot easier than learning several instruments or hiring people to play the music for me, because I don't know how to write or compose music. I can read. I do know the basics of reading music, but I don't know how to read the different octaves and all that stuff. I don't know all the notes and symbols. The only thing I really know is violin-based stuff, so staccato, half notes. Don't know. Yeah. I completely forgot all the terms and shit. Anyways, that's the game. I'm actually pressing I should commentate this full video, and I think I'll shut up now and let the end credits play.